The sun hung low over the Caribbean, painting the horizon in streaks of orange and crimson as Dr. Ethan Cole stood at the edge of the research vessel Horizon's Edge, staring down at the gentle waves. For decades, he had chased the mysteries of the deep, from bioluminescent creatures to sunken ruins, but nothing had ever prepared him for what his instruments had just detected. The readings were unlike anything recorded in human history, a vast electromagnetic signal emanating from thousands of meters beneath the ocean floor, pulsing in patterns that were neither natural nor mechanical, almost as if they were trying to communicate. Beside him, Laura Brooks adjusted the settings on her tablet, her eyes wide with anticipation. "Ethan, it's massive," she said, her voice barely audible over the hum of the ship's engines. "The source isn't just deep, it's enormous, and the structure seems organized. There's a pattern here, something intelligent." Daniel Harris, the engineer, appeared behind her, headset perched awkwardly on his head, a grin tugging at the corner of his mouth despite the tension. "I've run the scans 3 times. Nothing natural could generate this," he said, pointing at the holographic sonar readings flickering in the bridge's dim light. "And it's not a submarine or a geological formation. Whatever it is, it's bigger than anything we've ever sent down here." Sophia Lane, the geologist of the team, leaned over the railing, a thoughtful frown creasing her forehead. "If this is what it seems, it could rewrite everything we know about Earth, maybe even our place in the universe. But," she added cautiously, "we need to approach carefully. Something of this magnitude, this energy, it isn't waiting politely for scientists to examine it." Ethan nodded, muscles tight with excitement and fear. "At first light, we'll send down the Deep Star 1. If this is real, we're about to make history." That night, sleep evaded them all. Dreams were filled with flickering lights beneath endless black water, the hum of alien machinery vibrating through their skulls, and distant star maps glowing like beacons. By dawn, the Caribbean waters were unnaturally still, reflecting the pale blue sky as the Deep Star 1 submarine was lowered into the sea. Ethan, Laura, Daniel, and Sophia climbed in, hearts hammering with anticipation, fingers brushing the cold metal as they secured their harnesses. The descent began, sunlight fading rapidly as darkness swallowed them, replaced only by the submarine's piercing external lights. Strange, ghostly creatures drifted past the reinforced glass, tentacles and wings illuminated briefly before vanishing into the abyss. Pressure increased steadily, and the hull groaned under the weight of kilometers of water pressing down like a relentless hand. Then the signal grew stronger, guiding them into an uncharted trench deeper than any previously mapped. Sonar pinged methodically, revealing a massive form rising from the seabed. The crew went silent, eyes glued to the screens as the shape crystallized in the dim green light of the sonar. It was unlike anything human or natural, geometrically precise, yet impossibly large, a metallic structure whose curves suggested purpose, not accident. Laura's voice was a trembling whisper. Is that a ship?" Ethan swallowed hard, voice steady but mind racing. "If it is, it's older than human history, and it's alive in some way. We've just stumbled into the unknown." As the submarine drew closer, the vessel revealed its details. Smooth, pale metallic surfaces streaked with coral, alien symbols etched along its hull, faintly glowing. Daniel's fingers danced over the controls, scanning every inch. "Energy readings are spiking," he muttered. "It's responding to us. Something inside is active." Sophia's eyes widened, tracing the curving lines across the hull. It's beautiful," she breathed. "But why here? Why buried under the ocean like a secret waiting for millennia?" Ethan nodded, jaw tight. "Because some secrets are meant to stay hidden until the right moment, until the right people find them." Slowly, the Deep Star 1 aligned with a massive airlock, pulsing faintly with bluish light. Docking clamps hissed and locked into place, echoing through the submarine. Ethan ran final systems checks, a bead of sweat tracing his temple despite the cold. "Prepare the suits," he ordered. Laura hesitated, eyes on the glowing symbols. "Are we really ready for this?
Whatever's inside, it's not ours to understand yet. Ethan placed a steadying hand on her shoulder. We came here to find the unknown, and this is it. The airlock opened with a resonant hiss, revealing a corridor illuminated by soft, alien blue light. The walls seemed to pulse subtly, as if breathing, with strange patterns glowing and moving under their gaze. Daniel reached out, brushing a fingertip over the smooth surface. "This isn't metal," he said, in awe. "It feels alive, like it's sensing us." Laura shivered, but moved forward, following Ethan into the corridor, her heart pounding in rhythm with the faint hum vibrating through the floor. The team advanced cautiously, each step echoing as the corridor led them into a vast chamber. Floating lights hovered in the air, refracting through alien crystals that cast shimmering rainbows across the walls. The center of the chamber dominated by a massive, circular platform, etched with intricate symbols, forming a grid-like pattern across the surface. Ethan's eyes narrowed as the platform's surface shifted subtly, almost imperceptibly, forming a map of stars, planets, and glowing lines that intersected in complex geometric shapes. Laura's voice was a trembling whisper. This is a star map. It shows Earth, our solar system." Her words trailed off as a faint hum intensified. Daniel's scanner beeped frantically, energy levels climbing with alarming speed. "It's activating. Something is coming online inside the ship." Suddenly, the walls pulsed in unison, and a presence made itself known, not through sound, but through thought, a calm and authoritative voice echoing directly inside their minds. "Do not be afraid. I have awakened." Every member of the team froze, eyes wide. The voice continued. "I am Solon, guardian of this vessel. You have touched the beacon. It is not just a map, it is a signal, a call, and it is now reaching far beyond your system." Ethan exchanged a glance with Laura and Sophia, their breaths shallow. "Call who?" he whispered, barely moving his lips. The response was clear, calm, and chilling. "Those who would destroy, they are coming." The words sank like a stone in their hearts. Daniel stared at his console, scanning for readings that couldn't exist, for energy signatures that should not be near our solar system. "It's true. It's transmitting," he said, voice trembling. "We've already started something." Silence enveloped the chamber, broken only by the low vibrating hum of the alien ship and the glowing, shifting lines of the star map that seemed to pulse like a heartbeat. Ethan swallowed, gaze fixed on the glowing projection of Earth. "Then we don't have much time," he quietly said. "Whatever is coming, we need to understand this ship, and fast." Laura took a tentative step closer to the map, her hand hovering above its surface. How do we even begin?" Solon's voice reverberated in their minds once more. "By proving yourselves worthy, by seeing what I see and thinking as I do. The beacon has begun, but it can be controlled if you can solve the riddles embedded in the stars." Sophia's eyes gleamed with awe and fear. "Riddles in the stars? This is incredible." Ethan's jaw tightened. "Then we start now. Humanity has faced the unknown before, and we will face it again. Whatever comes, we survive, because we have to." And with that, the four explorers stepped fully onto the glowing platform, hands trembling, but resolve steady. The star map shifted beneath them, alien symbols floating and aligning in ways that challenged comprehension. Their journey into the heart of the ship and into the unknown fate of Earth had only just begun.
The air inside the alien vessel felt heavier now, thick with the quiet energy of a machine that had slept for millennia yet remained alive, sentient even, beneath layers of water and coral. Ethan Cole led the team across the glowing platform. Each step met with subtle pulses of light tracing their movements, as if the ship were acknowledging their presence. Laura Brooks leaned forward, eyes scanning the star map, tracing the glowing lines that connected suns, planets, and vast clusters of stars. These are not just stars," she murmured, voice trembling. "They're paths, routes across the galaxy. And look, Earth is marked differently, almost protected. Daniel Harris's fingers danced over the scanners, sweat beading on his forehead. Energy readings are spiking faster than anything I've ever measured, he said, voice low. The beacon, it's not just a map, it's a call, and it's already reaching into deep space. Sophia Lane circled the platform cautiously, her fingers brushing alien symbols etched into the glowing surface. Each symbol seemed to shimmer and react under her touch. These markings, they're puzzles, she said quietly. Sequences, patterns, almost like a lock or a test. Ethan's eyes narrowed, jaw tight. Then this is our trial. If the beacon is active, it's only a matter of time before someone or something answers it. We have to solve these puzzles before the signal reaches the wrong ears. As they studied the holographic map, the room shifted subtly. The floating lights swirled in patterns that reflected the constellations above them, and the walls pulsed faintly, projecting images of alien ships, worlds, and energy currents that defied human physics. Daniel's scanner beeped again, sharply this time. Multiple energy signatures are converging along the beacon's trajectory, he said, voice tight with tension. If these are hostile, if the Draxor or whatever Solon warned us about is following this trail, they could reach our system in months, maybe weeks. Laura shivered, hand on Ethan's shoulder. How do we even begin to control it? Ethan exhaled, gaze fixed on the shifting lights. We follow the patterns, the symbols, the map. It's teaching us, testing us. We have to think like it thinks. We adapt, or it adapts against us. Solon's voice echoed again inside their minds, calm but weighty. This ship is a vessel of knowledge. Its purpose is guidance and protection, but it cannot be controlled by those who do not understand the stars as I do. Only through ingenuity, persistence, and insight can the beacon be mastered, and only then can it safeguard your world. Laura knelt beside a glowing line connecting Earth to a distant star system. Her fingers traced the line, and it responded, brightening and forming geometric shapes she didn't recognize. It's responding to our thoughts, almost like it's alive, thinking with us, she whispered. Daniel's hands flew over the control panel embedded in the platform's edge, trying to interface human technology with alien energy. We're limited by our understanding, but somehow it's letting us participate, letting us influence it. This is beyond anything human, beyond anything we've ever imagined. Hours, or perhaps minutes, time had lost its meaning, passed as the team worked together, interpreting alien glyphs, solving sequences, and tracing energy flows across the star map. Each success caused the beacon to stabilize slightly, yet for every symbol aligned, a new pulse of energy surged unpredictably, a reminder that failure carried consequences. Suddenly, the walls trembled, and the ship emitted a deep hum that reverberated through the hull. A new voice, older, darker, and urgent, pressed against their minds. You are being observed. Those who hunt us now sense the awakening. They will come for you and your planet. The team froze, instantly understanding that the situation had escalated beyond their control. Daniel's face paled. It's too late. Something is reacting to our presence. Ethan stepped forward, hand clenched on the railing. Then we work faster. Every puzzle we solve, every pattern we align, buys us time. Sophia's eyes widened as she deciphered a sequence of symbols that seemed to unlock a portion of the map. A holographic starship emerged, moving along a path toward Earth. These are trajectories, she gasped. If we can reroute this energy, maybe we can control the beacon. Maybe we can protect the planet instead of calling doom down upon it. Laura's voice was steady, determination rising. We have to think differently, not like aliens, like humans. We see the world differently. That's our strength. Ethan's jaw tightened. Then that's what we do. We think, we adapt, we solve. The ship isn't just a map, it's a test of us. If we fail, it will call enemies we cannot fight. If we succeed, humanity has a chance. The energy pulsed wildly as they aligned symbols, rerouted flows, and interpreted the patterns through intuition, logic, and most importantly, creativity. Solon's voice filled their minds. You are beginning to understand. Use what you know of the universe, of thought, and of your species.
The beacon responds to ingenuity, not strength. Only humanity can master it now. One by one, the team worked in synchrony, their minds and bodies moving in perfect rhythm with the alien map. Daniel rerouted energy channels. Laura traced constellations in ways that reflected human understanding of gravity and motion. Sophia translated symbols into sequences of light and motion. Ethan coordinated the team, anticipating shifts, adapting strategies, and interpreting the subtle language of the ship itself. And then, slowly, impossibly, the star map stabilized. Lines glowed steadily, no longer pulsing wildly, connecting Earth safely to nearby systems while keeping the paths to hostile regions dark and hidden. A profound silence filled the chamber, broken only by the soft, steady hum of the ship. Solon's voice entered their minds once finally, filled with awe and approval. "You have done what many could not. The beacon is controlled, the pathways to danger are blocked, and your world is protected. For now." The team sank to the platform floor, exhausted, hearts pounding, minds racing with the implications. Laura's hand trembled as she touched Ethan's arm. We actually did it." Ethan's eyes never left the glowing projection of Earth, his face set with grim determination. "This isn't over," he quietly said. "They're still out there, and they'll come eventually. But now we've proven something. Humanity can face the unknown, adapt, and survive where others fail. That's what makes us different. That's our strength." As the chamber's lights dimmed and the ship's pulse settled into a slow, calm rhythm, the team realized the weight of what they had achieved. They had controlled a power far beyond comprehension, protected the planet, and survived a test designed for beings far older and wiser than humanity. But outside, in the cold vastness of space, distant observers, silent, calculating, and deadly, had registered the beacon's activation. Humanity had succeeded, but the game was only beginning.
The submarine's hatch closed behind them, echoing a soft hiss that reverberated through the chamber like a heartbeat. Ethan Cole led the team deeper into the ship, the alien corridors twisting impossibly, walls covered in symbols that pulsed with soft, hypnotic light. The air smelled faintly metallic, not unpleasant, but charged with energy, almost alive. The star map still glowed faintly behind them, a reminder that every action they took was being recorded, interpreted, perhaps even judged. Laura Brooks moved carefully, her eyes scanning the shifting glyphs. "It's like the ship is alive," she whispered. "Everything reacts to us, to our thoughts." Daniel Harris adjusted his scanner, brow furrowed. "I'm detecting movement. Inside the ship, something stirring. Not mechanical, biological, but energy-based. I don't know how to explain it." Sophia Lane ran her hand along the wall, feeling the warmth beneath the smooth surface. "It's like walking inside a thought, not a machine. Every symbol, every line, it responds to awareness." Ethan nodded, eyes scanning the darkened hallway ahead. "Then we proceed carefully. Every step matters." The corridor opened into a massive chamber, circular, walls lined with glowing crystalline panels. Floating above the center was a holographic orb, rotating slowly, projecting hundreds of star systems in precise, intricate patterns. But as they approached, alarms, silent but perceptible in the form of flickering light pulses, warned of intrusion. The energy in the room shifted, and suddenly shadows appeared along the walls, shapes twisting in patterns that made the air feel heavier, almost tangible. "What is that?" Laura whispered, stepping back. Daniel squinted at his instruments. "It's responding to us. The ship isn't empty. These are defense systems, automated sentience, like the vessel is testing us." Ethan's jaw tightened. "Then we adapt. Humans think differently. That's why we're here." As if in response, one of the crystalline panels emitted a sharp pulse of light, projecting a sequence of symbols in the air, forming an alien puzzle that floated like a delicate, glowing sculpture. Sophia gasped. This is a riddle. Each line, each angle must match a corresponding pattern on the floor." Daniel moved to interact, hands steady. "If we get this wrong, something tells me the ship won't just reset. It could be dangerous."
Ethan nodded. Then we solve it with what humans do best: intuition, adaptation, creativity. Hours passed as they worked, tracing patterns with careful gestures, interpreting symbols that made no linear connections, but formed logical connections in subtle, intuitive ways. The ship pulsed with energy, reacting to each correct sequence, glowing brighter with approval. Then, without warning, the walls trembled violently, and the holographic orb shifted, displaying a fleet of alien vessels approaching Earth along glowing trajectories. Laura's eyes went wide. "The Draxar! They're coming! They know the beacon was activated!" Daniel's scanner screamed, energy readings spiking off the charts. If they're this close already, we might have weeks, maybe days at most, before they reach the solar system. Ethan's grip tightened on the railing. Then every second counts. We finish the puzzles, stabilize the beacon, and take what we can from this ship. Another pulse surged through the floor, and the air itself seemed to thicken. Figures began to form in the glowing light, tall, translucent silhouettes with long, angular limbs, energy crackling across their bodies. They were not hostile, not yet, but their presence pressed on the team's minds, a subtle warning. Sophia took a deep breath. "They're guardians, I think. The ship is alive and has defenses, and it's letting us pass because we're solving its tests." The team moved in unison, hands tracing alien glyphs, aligning symbols, rerouting energy flows through glowing conduits embedded in the crystalline walls. Each correct alignment stabilized a portion of the ship, but each misstep caused pulses of energy to ripple unpredictably, threatening to overwhelm the vessel and the team. Sweat poured down Daniel's face as he rerouted a particularly volatile energy channel. "If I miscalculate, it could fry the entire system." Ethan's eyes were fierce, calm but unyielding. "Then don't miscalculate. Think like a human. Adapt, improvise, survive." At that moment, a surge of light shot through the chamber, and the holographic orb above them split, projecting multiple layers of star maps simultaneously. They could see Earth, but also distant alien fleets, energy flows, and strange symbols hovering over the Draxar's paths. Laura's eyes went wide. "These are traps, defenses. The ship can influence the galaxy itself. It can hide us, protect us, if we align it correctly." Sophia's hands moved across the floating symbols, instinct guiding her. "We have to anticipate the attacker's routes, not just follow the ship's instructions. This is unprecedented." Daniel adjusted the controls frantically, sweat stinging his eyes. "It's responding. The energy flows are stabilizing along defensive paths. We can shield Earth. For now." But then a new pulse struck the chamber. A figure emerged from the shadows, a humanoid, tall and glowing faintly blue, limbs angular, eyes like molten silver. It moved smoothly, silently, observing. Ethan raised a hand, cautioning the team. The being didn't attack. Instead, it extended one hand toward the orb. Solon's voice reverberated inside their minds. "This is an observer, a scout of those who would come. You must understand them, for they judge readiness. Humans have adapted, and that is why you survive this far." The figure withdrew, fading into the chamber's shifting shadows, leaving only the pulsing star maps. Daniel exhaled slowly. "We've done it, for now, but whatever that was, it was not friendly. It was evaluating us." Ethan's gaze never left the orb. "Then we keep moving. We take everything this ship offers, every fragment of knowledge. We prepare and we survive. Humanity doesn't give up." The team worked through the night, solving more riddles, stabilizing energy conduits, and decoding star sequences. They learned the language of the ship, its symbols and its logic, a combination of mathematics, intuition, and creativity that no single species could master. Every solution illuminated pathways for defense. Every misstep risked drawing attention to the ship and the team. Sweat poured down Daniel's face as he rerouted a particularly volatile energy channel. "If I miscalculate, it could fry the entire system." Ethan's eyes were fierce, calm but unyielding. "Then don't miscalculate. Think like a human. Adapt, improvise, survive." At that moment, a surge of light shot through the chamber, and the holographic orb above them split, projecting multiple layers of star maps simultaneously. They could see Earth, but also distant alien fleets, energy flows, and strange symbols hovering over the Draxar's paths. Laura's eyes went wide. The Draxar! They're coming! They know the beacon was activated! Daniel's scanner screamed, energy readings spiking off the charts. If they're this close already, we might have weeks, maybe days at most, before they reach the solar system. Ethan's grip tightened on the railing. Then every second counts. We finish the puzzles, stabilize the beacon, and take what we can from this ship. Another pulse surged through the floor, and the air itself seemed to thicken. Figures began to form in the glowing light, tall, translucent silhouettes with long, angular limbs, energy crackling across their bodies. They were not hostile, not yet, but their presence pressed on the team's minds, a subtle warning. Sophia took a deep breath. They're guardians, I think. The ship is alive and has defenses, and it's letting us pass because we're solving its tests. The team moved in unison, hands tracing alien glyphs, aligning symbols, rerouting energy flows through glowing conduits embedded in the crystalline walls. Each correct alignment stabilized a portion of the ship, but each misstep caused pulses of energy to ripple unpredictably, threatening to overwhelm the vessel and the team. Sweat poured down Daniel's face as he rerouted a particularly volatile energy channel. If I miscalculate, it could fry the entire system. Ethan's eyes were fierce, calm but unyielding. Then don't miscalculate. Think like a human. Adapt, improvise, survive. At that moment, a surge of light shot through the chamber, and the holographic orb above them split, projecting multiple layers of star maps simultaneously. They could see Earth, but also distant alien fleets, energy flows, and strange symbols hovering over the Draxar's paths. Laura's eyes went wide. These are traps, defenses. The ship can influence the galaxy itself. It can hide us, protect us, if we align it correctly. Sophia's hands moved across the floating symbols, instinct guiding her. We have to anticipate the attacker's routes, not just follow the ship's instructions. This is unprecedented. Daniel adjusted the controls frantically, sweat stinging his eyes. It's responding. The energy flows are stabilizing along defensive paths. We can shield Earth, for now. But then a new pulse struck the chamber. A figure emerged from the shadows, a humanoid, tall and glowing faintly blue, limbs angular, eyes like molten silver. It moved smoothly, silently, observing. Ethan raised a hand, cautioning the team. The being didn't attack. Instead, it extended one hand toward the orb. Solin's voice reverberated inside their minds. This is an observer, a scout of those who would come. You must understand them, for they...
The alien vessel pulsed with a calm, omnipotent energy as Ethan Cole led the team into the deepest chamber yet, a colossal space illuminated by a shifting web of golden and blue light that stretched from floor to ceiling, bending in impossible angles as if the room itself existed both in space and outside it. The air was thick but breathable, charged with power, and every symbol along the walls seemed to hum with anticipation, alive and aware of their presence. Laura Brooks's gaze was riveted on the floating holographic projections, which now displayed not just Earth, but the entire solar system, neighboring star systems, and faint traces of distant fleets converging along the path of the beacon. Daniel Harris scanned frantically, pointing to glowing nodes in the projection. Ethan, these are not just pathways, these are potential attack routes. The Draxar are calculating, adjusting their trajectory based on the signal we activated. If we don't finish this, they will arrive faster than any human technology can handle. Sophia Lane, eyes wide, reached for the symbols projected in the air, her fingers brushing holographic surfaces that rippled under her touch. The ship, it's not giving us answers, it's giving us choices, tests, scenarios. Every alignment we make changes the outcome. It's asking if humanity is worthy. Ethan's heart pounded as he studied the web of light.
Then we adapt, as humans always have. Intelligence, courage, creativity. We survive where others cannot. That's what separates us. As they began to work, Solon's voice filled their minds again, calm yet weighty. This is the final test. You have stabilized the beacon once, but now it is time to demonstrate your species' capacity to defend itself, to learn, and to protect the world that was entrusted to you. Fail, and you will not only endanger your planet, but awaken the enemies faster than they would have come otherwise. The holograms began to shift, now displaying alien fleets composed of countless ships, each glowing faintly in deadly energy trails. Their formations were precise, almost mathematical, yet dynamic, like living organisms obeying a collective intelligence. Laura swallowed hard. They're massive. Even our combined fleets wouldn't stand a chance against that. Ethan's jaw tightened. Then we have to be smarter. The Draxor may be stronger, faster, more advanced, but they do not think like us. They cannot anticipate human creativity, our ability to adapt, to improvise, to see solutions where there are none. The team worked frantically, solving increasingly complex sequences of symbols, aligning energy conduits that ran along the crystalline walls, and synchronizing the holographic star maps with the power flows of the ship. Every correct alignment caused the projection of Earth to glow more brightly, protective energy rippling outward toward the paths of the incoming fleets. The Draxor were coming closer, unseen yet sensed through the ship's warning system, the pressure building as the simulation of their approach grew more real. Then, suddenly, the walls around them shifted violently, panels sliding open to reveal smaller chambers, each containing a holographic replica of the team, moving in tandem but slightly distorted, as if the ship were projecting scenarios of failure. Sophia gasped, clutching her chest. It's showing us what could happen if we make a mistake. It's terrifying. Daniel's hands moved faster than ever, rerouting energy, stabilizing conduits, aligning sequences in the holographic star map. We have to stay calm. Panic is fatal. The ship is testing our composure, our ingenuity. This is exactly what Solon said. The moment we doubt, it will fail. Ethan's voice was low but commanding. We trust each other, and we trust ourselves. That is what makes humans capable of things no other species can do. Hours, or was it minutes, passed in a blur of light, energy, and mental exertion. The ship pulsed, almost vibrating under their presence, and the holographic fleet slowly began to bend away from the solar system, diverted by the precise alignments the team had made. But then the final puzzle appeared, a massive wall of glyphs, symbols rotating in impossible geometries, radiating waves of energy that made their minds ache. Solon's voice entered again, resonating directly in their thoughts. This is the final judgment. Align this sequence, and your world will be hidden, shielded, prepared. Fail, and the Draxor will perceive your presence, and your planet will be vulnerable. Ethan took a deep breath, heart pounding. We do this together. Every symbol, every pattern, every alignment. We trust our instincts, our intelligence, and each other. Laura and Sophia nodded, hands trembling as they traced the symbols with synchronized precision, while Daniel rerouted energy flows to stabilize the room's power output. Light pulsed, shifted, and flowed under their guidance, forming shapes that no human had seen before, geometries that seemed to exist outside time and space, yet were now interpretable through the lens of human ingenuity. And then, in a blinding surge of golden blue light, the sequence aligned perfectly. The holographic fleets froze in space, their trajectories bending harmlessly around the solar system, diverted by the protective field the ship now projected across interstellar distances. The chamber fell silent, the pulsing of the ship slowing to a calm, steady rhythm. Ethan staggered slightly, hand on the railing. We did it! We actually did it! Laura's voice was soft, trembling with relief and awe. The beacon, it's fully stabilized. Earth is safe, for now. Daniel stared at the readings on his console, astonished. The energy field, it's incredible. It's not just shielding Earth, it's adaptive. It can respond to threats before they arrive. Sophia turned toward the glowing symbols along the walls. It's teaching us, not just protecting. Humanity now understands a fragment of this technology. Solon's voice filled their minds one last time, calm but imbued with awe. You have succeeded where many would fail. Your species is capable of ingenuity, adaptation, and foresight. These qualities make you worthy of knowledge, worthy of protection. The Draxor will come, but humanity can now stand against them. Ethan exchanged a glance with his team, their exhaustion mirrored in his own eyes. This isn't the end, he said quietly, but we've shown something important. Humans can face the unknown, adapt, and survive where others cannot. That's why we're here. That's why we're alive. Laura touched the glowing wall, marveling at the intricate designs that once seemed incomprehensible. We're ready, at least for now. We have to learn, prepare, and unite. Daniel nodded, voice resolute. And with this technology we have a chance, not just to survive, but to defend our world when the time comes. Sophia gazed at the projection of Earth shimmering in the center of the chamber and whispered, "We've changed the future. Humanity will never be the same." Ethan turned to Solon, whose pale silver eyes reflected the golden blue light, serene yet infinite. How do we prepare for what's coming? How do we make sure the Draxor never succeed? Solon's voice was calm, confident, and chillingly precise. By staying united, by learning, and by remembering this lesson. The strength of your species is not in machines, not in weapons, but in your capacity to think, adapt, and act together. You have proven yourselves worthy. Now the universe watches, and your journey begins. The team stepped back, hearts heavy with awe and responsibility. The star map pulsed a final time, glowing across the chamber in patterns of protection, knowledge, and warning. Outside the vessel, the ocean stretched endlessly, the surface calm and unassuming, betraying nothing of the secrets hidden below. The Deep Star 1 rose toward the surface, carrying its exhausted but resolute crew. When the hatch opened, the salty air of the Caribbean brushed their faces, invigorating and real. Ethan, Laura, Daniel, and Sophia stepped onto the deck, eyes on the horizon, the weight of the universe pressing down, yet their resolve unbroken. Solon stood beside them, silent, observing the sky, as if seeing Earth for the first time in millennia. "We have little time," Ethan said, voice steady. "The Draxor will come, and we need the world ready." Solon's silver eyes glimmered in the sunlight. "You have the knowledge, you have the courage, you have each other. That is enough for now." Ethan glanced at his team, the ocean stretching endlessly around them, and knew the truth. Humanity had passed a test older than their planet, and the future of Earth now rested in human hands. They had faced the unknown, adapted, and survived, not because of alien technology alone, but because of what made humans unique: ingenuity, courage, and the will to stand together. The horizon seemed brighter now, a symbol of hope, but the calm was deceptive. Far beyond the stars, unseen observers recorded their success. The Draxor were out there, relentless and patient, but for the first time, Earth had a chance. And as the sun set over the Caribbean, golden light spilling across the waves, Ethan understood a simple truth. Humanity would not be passive. They would rise, they would fight, and they would survive.